Hello students, welcome to online classes of Bhavati Public School. Students, my name is Arun Jaiswal and I shall teach you English. Today we shall discuss the syllabus of class 8th. Okay, as you are new in your new class, you are completely unaware of the syllabus. So first of all, I will discuss the syllabus of the class. After that, we shall discuss the lessons. Okay, so let's know about our syllabus. Students, our syllabus is divided into three sections. Section A that contains reading skill, section B that contains writing skill with grammar, and section C is literature, textbook and supplementary reader. Okay, you should know the marks given in the sections. So section A, that is reading skill, contains 20 marks. Section B, that is writing skill with grammar, contains 30 marks. And your literature portion, that is section C, contains 30 marks as well. And total adds to 80 marks. You should know 20 marks are internal. In internal marks, we shall add your speaking style, your presentation style, then internal marks will be given. Okay, so now let's discuss what we have to read in reading skill. In reading skill, there will be two passages, and two passages may be discursive or descriptive. Okay, questions will be asked based on the passage. Means there will be two passages and there will be questions related to the two passages. The questions may be multiple choice question, that can be very short answer type question, or that can be short answer type question. Okay, now let's know what includes in writing skill. So writing skill adds notice, story writing, formal and informal letters, diary writing, okay, and essay. Plus it includes your grammar portion, as you are completely aware of your grammar portion. Do you know what you have to read in grammar? Okay, I'll tell you. Your grammar portion includes order of words and clause, direct and indirect speech, active and passive voice, tenses, nouns, pronouns, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, phrases and idioms, and at last we have to know about vocabulary. Okay, so now come to the section C. Section C contains literature textbook. Okay, and you have read two books named Honeydew and So It Happened. Honeydew is your textbook and So It Happened is your supplementary book. Okay, so question will be asked on base of the two books. That is our complete syllabus we have to read in class 8th. Okay, students, you are going to appear in your first test and you are completely unaware of what are you going to face in your question paper. So for your ease, I am here. I will tell you how to solve the questions. I will tell you the idea. I will give you the idea of how to explain or how to solve the questions. So now let's know how we have to solve our question and what style of question we are going to get in our question paper. So in your question paper, MCQs will be asked. MCQs means multiple choice questions. Means you have been given 4 options for one question and only one option is right. For example, I am writing here an example. For example, what did the roll top desk contain? You have definitely read your lesson 1. Okay, so in lesson 1 we know what did the roll top desk contain, and there are 4 options. First is an umbrella, second is a stick, C is a sacred drawer, and D is nothing. So we know very well what did the roll top desk contain. Definitely that contained a secret drawer. So we have to choose the right answer, and the right option is option number C. So we have to mention below. We have to mention below that option C. Okay, option C, and we have to write a secret drawer. Or the style of choosing the answer may vary, that doesn't matter, but I am telling you the definition of multiple choice question. You have to choose only one answer, and only one answer is right in the given options. Okay? So now move to the next type of question that will be asked in question paper, and that type of the question will be put in sequence. Means you are given total 4 sentences A, B, C and D, and the 4 sentences are jumbled in wrong place. Means their place have been tempered. They are not according to they are printed in your book. So you have to write the sequence of the sentence according to your textbook. So if we read the question, we find that the option has been tempered. Means they are not at the place as they are written in your book, they are printed in your book. So now when we read the 4 option, we find that the option which has been written in the very last, it comes very first in your textbook. Means when you read your book, you find that this sentence comes very first. So we have to write option number 4. Okay, inside the box there was an envelope. Then what comes? Then comes second number sentence, that is, it was written in pencil and dated at the top, December 26, 1914. Okay, that comes after it. Okay, that is sentence number 2. Okay, now let's read again. We find that option number 3 comes as well. Okay, so I wrote here option 3, and the remaining option comes at the last. So as the sentence was jumbled, sentence was completely tempered, and it was not in sequence, we have to write it in sequence. Means we have to write very first option number 4, then second, then third, and then first. Okay, I hope you have got it. And our next type question is that is completely misspelled. Means you are given some words, some spellings, and they are not correct. Suppose that I have 4 spellings. For example, I have wrote U-M, umbrella, elephant, and apple, and that is banana. Now we can see 3 spellings are correctly written, but the 4th spelling is not right, because this is not the right spelling of banana. So in the next question that we have to face in our question paper is misspelled words. We find misspelled words and we have to recognize them, and we have to write them in our answer sheet. Okay, you got it? So now let's head to the next question type. So in the next question we have to find suffix and prefix. Before discussing the question pattern, we have to know what is suffix and what is prefix. As I have written the definition of suffix as well as prefix. Suffix means a morpheme added to the end of a word to form a derivative. What is morpheme? Morpheme is the smallest unit of a language that cannot be divided anymore. You should know the definition of the morpheme. Morpheme is the smallest unit of a language that cannot be divided anymore. So we have to find correct suffix and correct prefix. Suffix, I have already told that a morpheme added to the end of a word to form a derivative. Suppose that I have written a word child. As we know, child means a baby. But if we add hood, by adding hood, we generate a new word. Okay? We originate a new derivative of the word childhood. For example, we can take ness. For example, I have written kind, and when we add ness, that becomes kindness. Okay? For example, I have written loyal. If we add ty, that becomes new word. In the same way, prefix is the just opposite of the suffix. We added some morpheme after the root word, but in prefix we have to add before root word. For example, I have written employed. I have written employed, and when we add un, means I have added a suffix in the root word and the word gives us a new meaning. So this is called prefix. For example, we can take another example. I have written side and added a. So the new word came in existence, and that is aside. So in your question paper you will get some words, and every word will add some suffix and some prefix, but you have to choose the correct one. Okay? And after these type of questions you will face the questions like notice writing, letter writing, है ना? And in letter writing you will be asked, I think, formal and informal letters, whatever, that doesn't matter, but I want to introduce the style of the question, and I have explained before you, and this will help you to understand your question paper, to solve your question paper, and I wish you good luck for your examination.